Hello, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, and Happy New Year 2019. I hope you had a spectacular transition into the day, into the new year, and we're going to take a look at some positivity with what lies ahead. No irrational exuberance today. I don't want to go overboard, nothing hyperbolic, but we're going to take a look at some of what we have to look forward to in this new year of 2019, and I'll provide you with an alternate take on a recap, a look back on the year that was in 2018. Here on CoinDesk.com, we're going to take a look at why 2019 may be the year that we were all expecting 2018 to be about 12 months ago. That definitely in part is due to some of the precautionary steps and measures that are being taken behind the scenes, including proof of keys. This is something that perhaps you've heard about by now. We're taking a look at this great Luna.com blog, the 2018 crypto year in review. Something I wish I'd found yesterday, but I wasn't able to in time. So I'll definitely suggest you take a look at that. But let's begin as always on altcoinbuzz.io with some quick news about XRP and Weiss Ratings. So they say that XRP has a competitive advantage over other cryptocurrencies. Article here, of course, by Luke. So according to a tweet from Weiss Ratings, XRP has a competitive advantage over other cryptocurrencies in the area of payments. It seems that Weiss Ratings is acknowledging the good work that the Ripple team has been doing in 2018, and they have been doing some pretty good work. So Weiss Ratings is a private company which provides research and analysis for consumers and business professionals. They sent out a tweet this week in which they said that Ripple's consensus mechanism gives it a competitive advantage over other cryptocurrencies in the area of payments. Here's the tweet itself. XRP strives to change the way we make cross-border payments. Using XRP, transactions can settle within seconds, and this is huge for private investors and institutions alike. We think the way XRP's consensus works gives it competitive advantage over others in this area. Hashtag crypto. It's just, we've commented on it before. The fact that Weiss Ratings, a ratings agency, is delving more and more, involving itself more and more with talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain. It's not a bad thing to see, and this, I think, lends credibility to the space of cryptocurrency. So it's been a good year for Ripple, and XRP and Weiss Ratings seem to acknowledge this. In October, the company conducted a Twitter poll amongst its followers to see which cryptocurrency projects were the most favorite to buy with prices this low as they were at the time. So XRP came out ahead in that poll with a majority of voters voting for it at 64%, and that's over 5,700 votes. So nothing spectacular in terms of price action as a result of this. Ripple is still sitting at about 35 cents at the time of this recording, but let us know what you think about this development and what you think is going to be the case for Ripple in 2019. Is this going to be the breakout year for the crypto that I know personally is the favorite of so many of you out there in the altcoin buzz army? Speaking of 2019, here's an interesting article from CoinDesk.com. So 2018 was the reality check. Looking back, I think that's a fair assessment. 2019 starts the crypto comeback. So this is written by Micah Winkelspecht, as the CEO and founder of Gem, a crypto portfolio app company based in Los Angeles. They go on to say that there was a lot of irrational exuberance. I used the term earlier in 2018. It's probably fair to say that hopes were a little bit high and unrealistic, and as a result, the market sputtered and crashed. But I predict, he writes, that this year we'll see a return back to first principles as we rethink many of our assumptions about how this is all supposed to go down. The truth is, we just don't know yet. I also believe that 2019 will see the return of Bitcoin dominance, although it may take a major world market downturn to spur it on. As the global markets deflate, that will also bring down the price of Bitcoin and keep them low, because the deflation will cause investors to move out of perceived risky investments into more stable investments, and Bitcoin is currently still considered a very risky investment. But when governments begin to do helicopter drops of freshly printed money to try to recover their failing economies, that's when Bitcoin will begin to be seen as something more akin to gold. So some of these predictions and some of this hypothesis is contingent on a market downturn, a global recession. I have heard that theorized by a lot of people out there. You may or may not agree with it. However, some of the pillars and some of the premises that this is based on are seen right here. There's a few of them which you can read through at your leisure. Number one, the real promise of ICOs, not the fake bandwagoning of ICOs that we saw as called out by the Wall Street Journal just the other day. Number two, the first breakout killer app, which is all about practicality, usability, obviously. Number three, the emergence of stable coins. And number 4, finding a middle ground. As the author has said, we're still kind of feeling this out. We don't really know what the process is or how it should look. So this is an evolutionary process that we're all involved in. Check out this article. It's an interesting one that we will link to in the description below. Here's another major point that I think is going to be an important one in 2019. Already we're seeing that there's more and more support and insistence, in fact, for Bitcoin proof of keys. This is something that's going to require its own dedicated video, and maybe we'll come back to it tomorrow or later this week. But in a nutshell, on January 3rd, 2009, that was the first event on the Bitcoin blockchain. That's when it happened, and it's known as the Genesis block. So now, nearly a decade later, cryptocurrency expert Trace Mayer wants to hold a proof of keys celebration, and he advocates for people to remove all their Bitcoins from third-party crypto exchanges and similar services on January 3rd, 2019. The idea here is that it would be kind of like a bank run. You have the traditional system in which a bank could hold, let's just say for the sake of argument, $1 million. And they say, don't worry, we have $1 million in our coffers. You can take us at our word. There's no problem. But the way fractional reserve banking works is that they lend out customers money to make even more money. So while they may have initially had $1 million in deposits, maybe they lent out $500,000 to make more money on that particular capital. So what happens if all of the customers all at one time go on a bank run and demand that they withdraw their $1 million? Well, the bank isn't going to have it. And this is what proof of keys is. This is a solution to the bank run dilemma that has existed in the traditional finance world for a little while. And it's the idea that if an exchange, if you've paid to have Bitcoin stored, maybe you've purchased it or maybe you've transferred it to an exchange, the proof of keys argument is one that insists upon a proof of ownership, that whatever they say they're storing for you in terms of their online wallet is in fact backed up by a proof of keys algorithm that suggests that yes, we do indeed have it, it's yours, it's available for withdrawal at any time. So Mayer argues that this particular action that he wants to institute on the 3rd of January, by doing this, people can prove that their Bitcoins exist on the blockchain and that their keys are genuinely associated with Bitcoins and therefore with value. So by participating, people can, quote, declare their monetary sovereignty and hold third-party services accountable. This event forces third parties to prove that they have the crypto funds they claim to store. Plus, the crypto exchanges must show that they have users' keys. So there was a YouTube video that was made about this particular upcoming potential event. I'm not sure how it's going to go down actually, but you can check that out. You can check out this article in full, by the way. And I think it would be a good idea for us maybe to take a closer look in another day's video at the whole proof of keys concept. We'll throw in some economic perspectives and some traditional banking parallels. But this is a good thing for me. There's more and more buzz about this in the news lately, this whole proof of keys movement. I don't see how it could go wrong. I don't see how it could be a detriment to the crypto space, to the exchanges of the world. It's just an accountability measure that makes sure that they're going about their business in a proper and transparent way. So I'm definitely in support of this. I think it would be a good initiative for 2019. Let us know if you agree in the comments below. And finally for today, if you haven't had enough of 2018, maybe you want to relive some of the highlights, perhaps some of the lowlights, as we all know there have been a few. Check out this Crypto in 2018 review courtesy of Luna.com. They have this great blog that they've put together and this great infographic here. You can take a look at really all the month-by-month highlights that occurred. So in January, the price of Bitcoin dropped, of course, after the December 2017 rush. Then you had nearly half of 2017 ICOs in February that began to fail. You have all kinds of little snippets here, reminders of what happened with the G20, with NASDAQ in April. In May, we got all bullish about Goldman Sachs and how they were building their first Wall Street Bitcoin operation. June, you had Facebook that had the crypto ad ban. July, Google followed with their own ad ban. You had SEC news in August. Again, Google was in the news in September. In October, we had the 10th anniversary of the Bitcoin white paper. And you could also take a look at the November and December news. Obviously, there was a lot more that happened in 2018, which you can read about here on a month-by-month summary basis. But this is a great little resource. If you're not yet fed up with 2018, if you want to relive it, we're going to link to this in the comments below. Don't forget, guys, that I also put forward my 2019. They're not really resolutions and they're not really goals, actually, in retrospect, but they're kind of principles that I want to stick to. So my 2019 goals/principles that I want to adhere to, just 3 of them, all one-word answers. You can take a look at yesterday's news video. We discussed them in great detail. So do check that out if it interests you. As always, guys, make sure you're following Altcoin Buzz and and Altcoin Buzz News. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and Telegram. Check out yesterday's video here if you have not already. If you choose to invest on this January 1st of this new year, hey, all the very best of luck. I wish you a fresh and fortunate start. Go ahead and show us your support by smashing that thumbs up. Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday and a wonderful start to your new week of this new year. We'll be with you very regularly. As I mentioned yesterday, we have so much to look forward to in terms of new initiatives on the website, on the channel. Thanks for sticking with us and being a loyal subscriber. We hope to see you again soon in a new video. Take care.